12 powerful, long-lasting summer fragrances. We're going to get into this list of serious quality scents. But before we do, remember to subscribe if you haven't done that. And remember to give a powerful click to the like button if you like the video. And let me know down below in the comments, what would you add to this list? All right, first up, this one is in the light blue line from Dolce & Gabbana. I'm talking about Light Blue Forever. And it is basically that citrus, musky, woody goodness that the whole line is known for. But this one has a beautiful burst of realistic, juicy, rindy grapefruit. And it captivated me the first time I smelled it. I knew I had to buy it. Again, Light Blue Forever. This next one is a niche fragrance, but in the US online, you can actually get this for around $100. This is one of my favorite niche fragrances, period. This is Nishane Hacivat. It's been compared to Creed Aventus because of kind of the citrus blackcurrant opening, but it's got a green heart that really sets it apart and makes it so unique and so good. There's also a dark, earthy patchouli, this mysterious, sexy kind of patchouli in the fragrance as well. Super cool and definitely very unique from Aventus Hacivat. Next up, this one's a classic at this point. It was voted on Fragrantica, one of the top 5 greatest fragrances ever made. I'm talking about Terre. This is basically orange and an earthy vetiver. It's something that is definitely surprisingly a compliment magnet. It's also been called kind of the ultimate signature scent. It's classy, it's professional, it's office appropriate, and it works in warm weather like nobody's business. Terre by Hermes. All right, and again, each of these are, I'm not going into detail on all of them, but these are long-lasting fragrances. Every single one of these is 8+ hours. Some of them are 12+ hours. This is one, long-lasting, gorgeous citrus with some woods and other things. Mancera's Cedrat Boise, another niche fragrance, but one you can get for right around that $100 mark. And this is basically a beautiful, sweet, tart burst of fruitiness, but there's a touch of oud, there's leather, there's woods, there's a very kind of hefty, woody undertone to that gorgeous fruitiness. To me, this is one of the happiest fragrances I own because of all that burst of fruit, citrus goodness. This stuff is awesome. Intense Cedrat Boise by Mancera. Next, this one is a blue fragrance and probably the only fully blue fragrance that's in the video. It's a powerful 12-hour fragrance and it's one of my favorites of all time. I'm talking about YEDP by Yves Saint Laurent. And this stuff is so very good. You've got this sweet ginger apple opening. Then you've got a sage and juniper berry, very sort of green aromatic heart. But there's a certain texture to this fragrance, almost a 3-dimensional texture to this fragrance that just the quality is on the level of, you know, definitely niche perfumery, but it's almost in a class of its own, as many Yves Saint Laurent fragrances are. It is, again, one of my favorite fragrances of all time, and it is legitimately worth the hype that it gets. All right, this next one. This is a fun, playful, tropical kind of, you know, date night / beach vacation fragrance. And this one's got some power. It's got some heft, some longevity. I'm talking about Jean-Paul Gaultier Le Beau Parfum. To me, this one in order is pineapple at the forefront, then coconut, then tonka bean, and then you've also got kind of a woody, musky feel that's quite strong or quite prominent in this one, but again, powerful, long-lasting. It's a thick fragrance, a good bit of sweetness. I would say this is more summer evening appropriate for sure than summer day, but wear what you want when you want. This stuff is awesome. Again, this is Le Beau Parfum. So now we're going to move more into kind of clone territory. This next one's been called a clone of Invictus Aqua, the 2016 version, but it's kind of its own thing, and this is sort of, iconic on its own at this point. I'm talking about, of course, Rasasi Hawas. It is this beautiful, bubblegummy, but also aquatic and ozonic bay leaf bubblegum kind of gorgeous Invictus style fragrance. And this one, again, has got some real power. This will fill a car in 2 seconds. If you get in a vehicle with somebody, it will fill a room when you walk into a room, especially after the first couple hours. But it's got good longevity. It's going to stick around for a good 8 to 10 hours. Some people say they get 12 or 14 hours. Rasasi Hawas again. And now it's really inexpensive, often less than $40 even on Amazon. And there's a reason this one has been so very popular. All right, next up, this is one that I just got a few weeks ago, and I've seen in the comments a lot of you know about this one and love this one. This one's a clone of Orto Parisi Megamare. This is probably the best presentation I've ever seen from Lattafa Atlas. And this is a powerhouse. This is already, even after a couple weeks, this is like a 10+ hour fragrance. Many of you say it'll last till the next day, but it is a musky, aquatic fragrance with a very tart, bright fruitiness. And it's also got a little bit of a metallic twist. It's got this sort of salty, metallic muskiness. I would say this fragrance is not for everybody. It is unique in that it's got that sort of powerful aquatic sour muskiness, but there's also a very distinct aromatic vibe, kind of a fuzzy aromatic vibe. And again, this one it's got power in the lift and the projection, but it's also very long lasting. Lattafa Atlas. I've never smelled the original Megamare, so I can't comment on accuracy, but many of you who have say that it's very good. All right, this next one. This one has an interesting history in that it was a part of a few releases from Armaf that began to really change the game and change the narrative on clone fragrances, because this is, by many accounts, better than the original. I'm talking about a clone of Creed's Silver Mountain Water. This is Armaf's Club de Nuit Sillage. And this is basically... in the opening, for the first few hours, it's sort of the smell of black ink or even tea, almost like a white tea or an oolong tea, this sort of interesting inky tea note. But then as you go into the fragrance, I'm talking 4, 5, 6, 8+ hours, to my nose, it takes on an almost incensey, almost smoky floral vibe. Very interesting floral fragrance with some darkness, with some power, with some texture. This is one that I will wear, and a couple days later I'll go into my closet and it will smell like this fragrance because it's on my clothes and filling the closet. Very cool and very powerful fragrance, Club de Nuit Sillage. This next one is a fragrance I just got a hold of, again, in the last few weeks. This is from the Nitro line by Dumont. This is Nitro Platinum. And this one is very similar to Lattafa's Qaed Al-Fursan, which got a lot of hype. A lot of people loved it because it's an explosive pineapple fragrance. It's pineapple, and then you've got some dark woods with a little bit of kind of a bitter oudiness. This one is very much like that one, except I would say the pineapple is stronger and a touch more natural feeling, and the sort of dark, bitter woodiness, oudiness is actually probably halved. So this one to me is more of what I love about Qaed Al-Fursan, and it's less of what a lot of people have an issue with Qaed Al-Fursan. So it's a powerful pineapple fragrance. This is Nitro Platinum. Very good stuff. All right, this next one. This is a, in my opinion, too expensive clone of Raja Parfums Elysium, but it is like a 10-hour clone of Elysium. The downfall of many Elysium clones is the longevity is just not really there. This is a $120 fragrance, but it's just a nuclear Elysium clone. I'm talking about Parfums Vintage Evolution del Homme Soir. They also have one I think is just called maybe Soir Extrait, which is a little different than this one, but this is basically Elysium with a double dose of vetiver. You know, Elysium is that citrus, sweet, citrus, bright opening with also some, I believe this one actually has some blackcurrant in the opening, but then it goes into a grassy, green, woody vetiver with a good bit of bitterness. This one's got about double what Elysium has, and it lasts forever. So again, Evolution del Homme Soir by Parfums Vintage. And finally, this is one from the Barouge line, which I've got, I think, 4 or 5 Barouge fragrances now, and every one of them is excellent. I mean, legitimately, the quality, the longevity, super impressive. This is Barouge Spiritus, and it is kind of a clone of Aventus. It's definitely in the realm of Aventus, but it's Aventus mixed with some nuances actually from Hacivat. So if you could imagine, you know, Aventus with some Hacivat vibes, then that's kind of what you get from this one. And this is a strong, long-lasting fragrance that's going to stay on your skin for probably 8 to 10 hours, maybe even 12 hours, and is going to last on your clothes until the next day. And again, it's quality, it's super pleasant, one that you're going to get compliments from, Barouge Spiritus. So this has been 12, but I'd love to know down in the comments, what would you add to this list? Also consider giving a very powerful, long-lasting quality click to the like button if you like the video. I am Justin. This is Sillage Scents.